Hey everybody, Tommy G here, and going to do a challenge while we're out in California. We're doing the ILS Displaced threshold in the Baron 58 to kind of show you where this is at. This is at Meadows Field. Where's Meadows Field, you ask? Well, it's out here near, I guess, it's east. I'm out in Santa Maria, which is out this way right there. Santa Maria, drove on out, rented out here, and flying out here in Gary's plane. So this is what it's going to be like. We're going to fly the ILS 30 right into Bakersfield. Approach frequency at 111.9, course 302. Watch out, runway threshold significantly displaced. Don't fly too low. So what that means is, like, here's the runway where you're supposed to land, and the localizer's out here. So it has you flying on a line here. So you have to make sure you pull off the autopilot and pull it in to land a little further back. So let's check that out and see how that works. Hey everybody, Tommy G here, and I'm in the right seat here with Gary. We're on final to the airport. Here's the external. We got the gear down. We're coming in toward final. He's going to hand the controls over to me. I'm going to bring it in from the right side here. I'm watching him about 1,600 feet coming down. I'm dialing in. I'm going to dial into the nav 111.9 here. I'm putting it in here. Trying to hold it on the localizer at 111 point, move it to 789, send it over. I've got it on course 32, so I'm engaging the autopilot down here, and I'm going to let the autopilot approach method lock it in. So I mean, I know it's supposed to be my approach, but I'm doing an autopilot approach here, and now I just got to monitor the controls. I've got to go to airspeed. I want to be around 100 knots. I'm a little fast. I'm coming down at a good rate. We're about 1,000 feet. Now the thing about this whole, I can grab onto the thing here. The thing about this whole approach is it's an offset runway, so the localizer would have us land just short of the runway threshold. So I'm going to take it off of autopilot as I get closer here. Not yet, probably about right in where the houses end, and I'm getting to the edge of the airfield. I got somebody else coming in. We got aircraft doing touch and goes on the other one on the left. What runway left is that? Okay, so now I'm taking the autopilot off, and I'm hand flying it, coming down a little bit. I got to give it some more power because, as you can see, I'm getting close to stall speed. I got full flaps up my window back there, so I want to meet the touchdown line up ahead. So I'm pulling back a little bit, and I'm a little slow, so I got to give her some more throttle on my left. Gary's got the throttle, he's running that. I'm keeping it 90 knots. No, about 80 knots. That's a bit slow. I should be going 90 on final here, but I'm reaching for that touchdown spot. I'm doing okay. I'm a bit slow. I should come in a little faster than this, but I'm gonna cut power now and then pull the yoke back. That's a bit much on the sink, but I'm alright. There we go. It's a bit too much sink on it there, I think, for my taste, but not too bad. I flared. I kind of came in like that too much, you know. It's supposed to be coming in like this, and then slowly, you know, rotate as I get close. Just, you know, cut it, rotate. I let it off too soon and kind of went like that. So I'm gonna taxi off here again. They're doing touch and goes on this runway. I'm looking for traffic coming down that way. I don't see it. We would stop here and say, tower, this is whatever our thing is. What is our thing? Let's pop outside and see what it is. We're in November 5B, whatever. There it is, November 5, 8 Echo uniform. Request taxi to parking, and they say, okay, turn right on. What the heck taxiway is this? I can't see. Where's my heading? That's one thing I gotta find out about this aircraft. Okay, so it's down in the lower left here. Excuse me, Gary, as I reach over you. We're taxiing onto the runway. it looks like this is runway 34. They got 1, 2, and 3, 0. So this is 30 left. We're gonna taxi up ahead and get off on this thing. But yeah, while we're in California here, I thought I would do this, you know, practice on the short final approach with Gary. Gary's in the left seat because he's gonna be selling this plane to me, so he wants to. He's essentially PIC, pilot in command, but he gives me the controls on occasion. I've got what I need here. I've got the 4-pack, really. I mean, I've got the artificial horizon, my airspeed, altitude, and attitude, attitude indicator. And I got a clock too. Got the flaps in front of me, so I gauge the flaps there. I took the flaps off once we got down. Yeah, here's runway 1, 2. So the inverse, obviously. 30 coming back the other way. So I'm able to monitor everything from here. But once I get done with my few training flights with Gary in the pilot seat here, I think I'm going to purchase this sucker, and he's going to hand over the keys, and I'm going to start flying from the left seat, and you'll start to see a little bit more of those. Hey everybody, since that last one was so short, what we decided to do is put 2 together. So this is the same trip. This is going to be patterned at Kern Valley in the Baron 58. And where this is Kern Valley, California, surrounded by mountains. See if you can fly a complete traffic pattern. Kern Valley is just up north of there. So we were near Meadows Field. We came out up here in the mountains, did Kern Valley, and then I drive back to Santa Maria to get the truck. But yeah, this is what it looks like here. It doesn't look all that bad. But you're gonna fly a pattern up into these mountains and around, so you get to see pretty quick what we're dealing with the left pattern and how it's kind of interesting to get it out of there. Let's check this one out real quick. Hey everybody, Tommy G here, and we're getting ready to take off runway 35 at Kern Valley. We got one in front of us, looks like a Cirrus, maybe. It's me and Gary here. Gary's in the left seat. I'm going to do the takeoff myself. I'm actually going to fly my own power here, so I will tell you how I'm doing this pattern. And we don't have any flaps set, but we're going to get set to roll here. I think we're about good to go. Okay, ready, Gary? So we get our clearance of tower. Tower, this is a pair of 5-8 Echo uniform with your runway 35 takeoff. Remain the pattern. So they say Echo 5, clear for takeoff, remain the pattern, such and such. Alright, clear for takeoff, Echo 5-8. Giving it full throttle here. Releasing the brakes. Now that I'm getting the green, I've got airspeed alive. I'm using some rudder here to keep us sort of down the middle. There's a little bit of a crosswind from the left. Up past 80 knots. I'm in the green. I'm going to rotate. I'm up. I got positive rate, gear up. Down there, the gear's down there somewhere. We're gonna get our gear up. So now if we go external, real quick, we're gonna turn and make this pattern. Now here's the thing about the pattern at Kern Valley. Pull back a little bit here. Making a bank left, a left bank turn out of here. I need to turn right toward the mountains to do this left pattern. So that is the challenge of the flight. So as you can see here, the mountains underneath us are climbing up to meet us, and we're going to go right over that little notch there. Some houses down here along the mountains in East California. But you can see we need to get up over this ridge. So we're climbing out. This is generally closer to a ridge than you want to be in an aircraft. But to stay in the pattern, we want to clear this. There's the trees down there. Let's go back inside. Right, we're back in here. We're leveling off, sort of, because the ridge is off our right. You got some small trees out there that you can see by the little green splotches. Those are like shrubs and stuff. You got the trees are obviously sticking up. The shrubs are the smaller green blotches. And we follow this left pattern around the lake. And I didn't get what lake that was before we took off, but you can see, you know, the houses all in the valley. Sorry, Gary, sticking my finger in your face. The houses go all along this valley here, and it's a nice, you know, it's a beautiful area. Obviously, you go boating out on the lake and stuff, but the topography is pretty extreme around here, which is why they have this as a challenge to fly a left pattern at Kern Valley, you kind of go over these ridges, and then you come over there, and you come over one last ridge when you're on final. But right about here, I'm on the downwind, and after I come over this ridge in front of us, we're going to slow it down, turn on our base leg, and give it some flaps. So right now we'd be calling it. Now there's a graphic anomaly I noticed here. I think it's just a graphic anomaly. There's not actually something there. There's another one in the sand over on the other side, and we'll try not to look at that. But right as I cross this ridge again, here you can see a bit of the stutter as the scenery goes by. When you get really close to it, sometimes it does that in VR. Now I'm over this ridge, and we're pulling the throttle back and pushing forward. I pushed forward on the RPMs, on the prop pitch, and the mixture, because I didn't need to be off it that much. And we're already descending. I'm going to make this left bank turn here, following this little sort of gully. There's the town just south of the lake, and I think I'm sinking a little too much here, and I can see my airspeed's bleeding off a little too fast, so I want to give her some more throttle, because I don't want to sink anymore, and I actually want to speed up. I'd like to be about 100 knots on the downwind here, and about 90 on final. Looking off over the edge of DeSalle on my right, there's the town again to our south. You can see it kind of spilling in down the valley here. It's a beautiful area in Kern Valley, California. There's like a beach down there, a whole bunch of beach areas around here. Really nice looking lake. And as you can start to see again, the airport's over here. I'm sorry, right off in front of Gary's nose. We need to come down over these ridges right there. So that's going to be our approach challenge. But right now we're on the downwind side, calling Kern Valley traffic. This is November. What is our thing? Well, here, we'll check the other side. Yeah, I see. You can see boat traffic down there on the lake. On a nice hot afternoon here. Again, there's that graphic anomaly in the background. Don't worry about that. These little roads that go off this sort of rough terrain here on the south edge of the lake. And now we're going to make our left turn on the final. And from here you can see we've got the flaps set for approach. And as I make my left turn, we're going to drop the flaps to full. Right about now, you should see them extend all the way. I'll look this way so you don't have to look at the graphic anomaly. It's at power's low. There they go, full flaps, and now we're going to drop the gear down as well. So that's the gear lowering on those puppies. Back in the cockpit. We're on our final. Now, as you can see here, as we make our way over the valley, we're a little high, so we're coming down, which is a bit frightening because most airports you come into against level ground, you wouldn't want to do this in weather, would you, Gary? Yeah, in IMC you wouldn't want to do this. Even a clear VFR, clear conditions like it is now, it's a bit unnerving to come in right over these ridges. But we're going to come in right over the tops of these, and you can start to see the runway right up about there. Now, I don't know which eye this thing is tracking. I think it's probably right about there. We got to come in over this last ridge right here. And once we get over this ridge, we should be fine for a nice safe approach. But yeah, again, this is closer than you want to get to most terrain on final approach. It's right off our wing. And I think we got a good airspeed coming in. We're coming in we were at 100. We're settling in at about 90 knots, which is good for short final. We're gonna try and get a better landing than we did last time. Try and get in quicker, and then at the last minute, the power back and the pull up. See how that works. There's a couple roads coming in. This is a nice stable approach. A couple of roads coming in through here around the airport now. We're gonna, once we get out, we're gonna taxi down to there. I think we're locked in on the approach now. Looking good. Looks like somebody just took off. Heading northbound out of there. So we're coming in just in time. We're watching the traffic. Yeah, we're at 90 knots right now. And once I lose sight of this under my nose, I'm going to pull the throttle back here. Right about here. Let's go back on throttle. Whoa. Okay, floating a bit. Ooh, sinking, pulling up. Oh, alright. Yeah, I kind of kicked the rear gear down there. It came down a little heavier than we wanted to. Yeah, that's one of the cool things about this. You can check the replay. Want to check the replay a little bit? Go back a little. Watch this. You just go back. Let's do this again. This is kind of cool. The replay. Let's go right about here. Go right here, and then we'll switch that camera view. Ooh, here we go. Here's the gear view of it. Right there, we floated a bit, and then we sank. Oh yeah. That's a little hard. That's just a little bit hard. All right, here's our left pilot wing camera. Let's go back inside. Here we're on the brakes, pretty good. We're gonna get this taxiway on the right. That is one of the cool things about this sim, is it's really easy to replay. Because it doesn't have the complex traffic and all that stuff, you don't have to worry about file sizes and everything. Alright, so now we're just gonna taxi back out. I can't tell. It looks like we got somebody coming in on final right here, right? I don't know if they're doing a touch and go. Gary's taking over now. He's doing the taxi. I thought we were seeing somebody come in on final, weren't we? Maybe we weren't. I don't know. Yeah, so we're just north of the lake here. It's a beautiful valley though. I mean, yeah, you could see, but these mountains come up all around you. Right away. I mean, great place to go camping, I would imagine. Just to fly in here and go camping. Especially out there somewhere. And again, like you say, the town off that way. So yeah, Kern Valley, California. For those of you who are interested. I'll go to the tower view again. Oh, it's cool. Here we come down the taxiway. Yeah, I mean, like you look at this valley, and this is just gorgeous. It would be neat flying in here, but a left pattern is the challenge, and that's why we did it. Here comes our little Baird 58. Coming in kind of quick, but we're going to come to a stop right by that building there. Let's pop back inside, get on the brakes, and come to a stop here. We're going to go in that door. But thanks for flying with us and for Kern Valley, folks. Until then, until next time, this is Tommy G, and I will see you in the next one. Bye now.